Because even if you do, it's a partial solution because they are going to come, they hate you, and they are going to come trying to come back to undo whatever you have done.
100%.
So to me, it's like any good solution comes from idea of mutual benefit. I need to give you something that you walk away feeling, if not happy, at least okay with the outcome.
Yeah.
And I'm going to want to get something good out of it. Anything that doesn't try to include everybody involved, it's not because we want to be nice or sweet. That's nice if that's who you are, but it's not about that. It's about that's the only thing that works. Any other solution is not going to work. Not long term, at least. It may work short term, definitely not long term.
Yeah, I think with the podcast shit, the conversation has become important again, and I see the sea changing because even my kids who I argued with constantly over gender politics and this and that, because I don't give a shit who you are, just it's ridiculous. Some of it. My kids now only watch debate on TikTok. That's all they watch.
Yeah.
They only watch shit that is like this version versus this version, and they'll watch hours of it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which it gives me a little bit of hope.
Of course.
But I think just with podcasts and people willing, I think everyone's at the point they've all realized we're in the same fucking boat. A lot of us are realizing that.
The way things have been going in this last couple of years, like everything that I have always stood for, I've gone like it's not the same. Like things have changed so dramatically.
Yeah, there is that too. Yeah.
We now have, like, you can point at the people all involved and go, wait a minute, just because this guy jumps on board doesn't mean that makes you right.
Sure.
Right.
That should make you go, well, wait a minute, if this dude's here, why are we now, like, and it's just the going back to the control.
Yeah.
It's just, it's fascinating.
And I mean, when it comes to politics, part of the problem is that you're never looking at something that's good. You're looking at something that's god awful and something that's a lot worse. And so it's like those are usually your alternatives.
Pretty much,
And so typically what you end up happening is that people will support somebody because they hate the other one, right?
Yeah.
And there are plenty of cases where you're like, yeah, you're right. So-and-so is absolutely terrible. But what you are pitching me may or may not, in some cases, what you're pitching is actually even worse. So it's like, while we agree on the criticism of these, just because A is against B doesn't mean that maybe they are even, and so it becomes